Hello, hello. Little late. I just woke up from a nap by accidentally on purpose. Yeah, and it didn't go live right away. So I'll just wait till everyone gets here. Um, hey, Ask for Corn is here. Ellen Cole, Jesse's here. Uh, yeah, I got a little bit of rest. I don't know if you can tell, but I just woke up. Look at that. Sun is in my face. Ralph's here. Mike Tufts is here. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Once I wake up, I might need to take some caffeine. Yeah, let me see. I'm going to check the auction really fast before I get up and running here. Let me close that curtain if I can. Did it work? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Justin Cornelius is here. Gulf Coast Knapping is here. Howdy, howdy. Awesome. People loving the Clovis in the auction. Yeah, I'm surprised because it's just a little practice Clovis, a little upside down practice Clovis. I'm surprised. I can make better ones than that. Wait, don't you make better ones? Like I said, it was just practice. Oh, let's see. By the way, the first knife blade in the auction, that's how I would want mine. Is that a hint? Styley Designs is here. Hello, hello. Keith is here. Hey guys, I'm here, but I'll be in listen mode. I have a sick son. Oh, dang. Jesse says, hey, Gulf Coast, you're Mike Dundee. Now, that's not a knife. That's a knife. Yeah. Yeah. Mike Dundee. It's hefty. Hefty, hefty, hefty. It's like a shark prop. You know, in the water, you can, if if you want to goof around and you make a full knife out of it, you can just you go in the water and scare people. Looks like a shark fin, right? Yeah, that's what I would do. Really? Would I do that? I've been known to do stuff like that. I don't know if I'd bring my knife into the pool though, because then I'd drop it for sure, and it would hit the bottom and break. Let's see. Keith says, hit the like button. Yes, yes. Tommy Taylor's here. Keith, turn the hounds on yourself. Everybody say hi. Hello, hello. Mike Tuft says, well, not really a hint, but because I get older, I drop a lot of stuff. I want my knife handled I want it to be able to handle a drop from 3 feet. Yeah, that's a good rule. Yep. David Blaylock is here. Hello, hello. All right, we got a couple hours of this. Man, what did I forget? Did I forget anything? I'm trying to think. Sometimes I put props within my view and within my reach. I got my books within my reach. Yeah. Okay. Just this thing here. Sometimes it irritates me and it feels like it's gonna fall off at the same time. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting to check the auction. Hold on. I gotta put likes on everything. Yeah, cue the Jaws music. Yeah, that's a good selling point for this. I should make more of these big ones, thick, hefty. I mean, I like this too. I would like it for myself. Yep, yep. But yeah, it looks almost like a sailboat too. hmm Anyways, uh, that's the last big piece of root beer that I have. It's okay. Let's see. Alan Cole is here. I saw a few requests for double extra large and triple extra large t-shirts. So just let me know. Yeah. Um, how do I keep track? I don't know how I can keep track of who wants what shirts. Should I make an announcement? Gulf Coast, you're napping a mountain? I haven't seen the latest on the Gulf Coast channel. Someone said he was napping a meteorite last time. Bent Creek Stone and Steel. Hey, how's it going, Patrick? It's going okay. I'm waking up from a nap. My glasses feel like, or my glasses look like I feel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jesse says, for utilitarian purposes, I would like a slightly thicker blade like yours. Slightly thicker. Alan Cole says, just seems like popular sizes. No stress. Okay. All right. Yeah. It seems like double extra large and triple extra large are pretty popular in the chat. Yeah. So, yeah. I guess I should make the announcement if you, just so I can keep track, give me your shirt size just in case. If you're looking maybe to buy a t-shirt in the future, maybe it'd be good to know people's sizes up front. Yeah, that way I can order a good amount. Of course, if I set up a store, you can input your size at that time. But in the meantime, um, yeah, I'll try to write down the number of people with certain sizes and stuff. You know, five five or large, 10 or extra large, 80 or double extra large. Let's see. Um, Ask for Corn says, idea. Find a cobble with a decent hole in the center. Then nap an open shark's jaw effigy with teeth and everything. Oh, dang. Yeah, I would need a serious vertical punch for that. Ralph says, hey, Jesse, you get around, young man. I see you on channels I follow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen you guys in comment sections and other videos too. I lurk around and see. I hardly ever comment. Jesse says, I'm the Mongo that asked for the double X. Ah, Jesse also says, Ralph, you know it. I love napping. Bidding wars on this auction? I don't know. I can't tell yet. I'm too distracted by the chat because I don't want to get behind. Last time I got behind on it, I got behind the chat. It got me all upset, kind of, sort of. Let's see. Oh, dang. Someone likes that root beer chirp blade. All right. So I'm going to put likes on everything that I see. Or Snyder, you bid twice, same amount. So I'm going to remove one of those bids. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If I see a duplicate bid, I'll just remove one. I hope that's fine. That way I don't get mixed up. Somebody's not seeing Jimmy Wolfley's bid. Ralph, you bid after Jimmy Wolfley on number 7N04 or item 7N04. Check to make sure you can see the $65 bid on 7N04. Everything else looks pretty good. You may need to rearrange the comments from the newest to the oldest, There's a little button that allows you to arrange everything newest, and that refreshes the comment section. Yeah. That's what I do too. I think Keith is the one that recommended it last time, or the time that I started doing it. He said, yeah, if you just hit that newest button that says newest on it, a lot of things will show up that might have not shown up before. Oh, somebody been on t-shirts. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. What did I miss? Okay. Let's see. Uh, Mike says, I buy a large shirt and hope it shrinks. If it's a shirt that doesn't shrink, I wear a medium. I see. Yeah. I don't buy large anymore. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to buy large anymore. Although medium is kind of, it's a little bit tight around the shoulders. Let's see. Thomas. Greetings, caveman. Cavemen. Thomas H. AB is here. What's up? I'm here. Yes, you are here. Ferdo Joe or Bushy is in the house. Let's see. The bidding is going on. It's going great. Yes, it is. Sal is here. Hello, hello. Who is face napping and who is rock napping? That's what I want to know. At this, while you're watching the stream. Jesse says this auction is going to be a good one. Oh yes, it looks pretty good. Greetings, Thomas H. Where are you from? Asks Ralph. Sal says, hey guys, Mike and Alan. Yeah, anybody going to Water Creek? Says, ask for corn. What is Water Creek? Is that Florida one? Where is that one? Where is Water Creek happening? Let's see. Patrick needs some coffee that Alan makes. Yeah, I probably do. Yes, yes. Yeah, I know Water Creek's a nap in, but where? What state? So I can look it up and give the details. Because some people might be right there near it, and you ask, "Are you going?" and they don't go. They don't know. So they don't know if they're going or not. But if I announce where it is exactly, they go, "Hey, I checked the GPS, and that's only 45 minutes." It's happened before. They have a good cotton content, I think, Mike. Maybe Patrick can read the blend. They fit good. Might shrink a little. Okay, the t-shirts are a cotton blend. Let me see. What are we all talking about for the new guys? Yeah, t-shirt says Crafty Napper. And on the back, how do I know? I don't know. What is the blend? Don't get distracted. All right. What is the blend? 100% cotton. 100%. Made in Honduras. Yeah. Oh, this is a tearaway label. It actually says tearaway label. I thought you weren't supposed to tear these away because it has important laundry instructions. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. 100% cotton. So it's one of those. And yeah, if it's 100% cotton, it probably will shrink a little bit. But it also will feel nice. All right. These feel nice and cool in summer. All right. Oh, I can't see anything. Let's see here. Thomas H says Colorado and Puerto Rico, depending on time of year. That's where you're from? Wow. Mike Tuff says, I'm face smoking. Aspercord says, I think it's northern Arkansas. I just heard about it at Niblets. All right, let's see northern Arkansas. There's a bunch of them happening in Arkansas. A bunch of nap-ins. Oh, yes, it is. You are correct. Yeah, it's coming up soon. Water Creek. It is Yellville, Arkansas, and there's the phone numbers you can text. I would recommend texting first, May 1st through the 4th, 2025. It's a Water Creek, Highway 14. I think it might have some directions on Facebook to get to it. It might not be directly off the road there. I would call for directions. Yeah. I think they may have like on Facebook, they may have the directions as a comment or something. Or you can ask on Facebook. Yeah. So it's this coming weekend, right? Uh-oh, here I'm missing some of the chat. Let's see. Cooked rocks came out good, says Frodo Joe. One bad rock turned into a shiny chalcedony, made a 5-inch long. One last hit in the back. I ended up with 2 knives. Ha! Yep. Especially happens with the nice, pretty ones, I bet you. Mike, how are you? Are you lung napping? Says Sal. Let's see. Lung napping, yeah. Smoking is lung napping or face. Smoke napping, lung napping. We'll figure it out. I haven't had a day off this month, says Mike Tufts. Yet I'm soaking my feet in Epsom right now and taking medicinal medications, so to speak. Yeah. Let's see what it says here. Alan says, where did I miss? What did I miss? I was just trying to read one of these comments and I hit the wrong button. Jordan Kirkpatrick's here. Hello. Brennan's here. Hello. Ralph said I should have a gummy. Why not? Sure. A gummy of what? I missed it. Jesse says I got some gray butter in the mail today. Woohoo! And the root beer from Danny Collins. Gonna be busier than a 2-watered goat. What was that? I know what it is. I'm not gonna read that. Let's see. Brennan is in the house. Yes. Sal says, I notched a point with 5/8 inch deep notching. Video is uploading just on the notching. Awesome. That is pretty good. Let's see. Alan says, oh, dang, I've been slacking. Hey, air buddy. Damon Crowfeather, what's happening? Oh, nothing much. Just hanging out. The weather is way too nice today. It's too much of a change. It makes me sluggish. Makes me want to take naps when it's really nice. Yeah. It's like almost probably 90 degrees in the shop because of the sunlight. Brennan says, same old, just got the chance to get locked into the Monday live stream. Yes. Thomas says, remember, it's not root beer if it doesn't look like a Clorox bottle. Yeah, well, if you want to be technical about it, root beer chert is a little more reddish than this, but it qualifies. It's got the same cortex and everything as stuff that they call root beer anyway. Yeah, it's just root beer chert is a little bit darker, but it gets lighter and lighter as you approach the center of the Tootsie Pop. Yeah, and it gets more concrete as you get closer and closer to the center of that Tootsie Pop. Yeah. Tomorrow will be nicer. Might be near 80. Yeah. See, Ferdo Joe has the same weather I have basically, except he gets a lot of lake effect snow, so he gets dumped on. Whereas I just get the leftovers over here and I just get dustings of snow. If he gets 10 inches, I'll get a half inch. But we're on the same latitude. Yeah. It's supposed to be 80, near 80 tomorrow here too. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I might have to actually turn the AC on. It's too much of a heat Too much of a change in temperature for me. I can't stand it. That's one reason why I moved away from Texas permanently. Yeah. I don't miss the heat at all. In fact, I don't ever want to live there again. I'll visit, but that's it. Ask for Corn says, I got to sit and watch Jim Redfern notch an Andis or a Calf Creek. Not sure about the type. Anyway, the dude was so good. Said he knows me. Jim Redfern knows me. I think so. I think we've met. Kiowa says, apparently it's going to be nice for the next 2 days here in Ocean City, Maryland. Yeah, apparently. And it was just really rainy and foggy and, down in the 30s not long ago here, like last week. Ellen says, Patrick knocked the foam right off that root beer with surgical precision, I might add. I was trying to keep the good stuff, but I only managed to keep the good stuff on one side of the biface. Yeah. Yeah. It's all luck when it comes to that kind of stuff. Let's see. What do you think of the Great Lakes copper being mined and supplying the Bronze Age in Europe? Just watch the channel on this theory. The copper being mined and supplying the Bronze Age in Europe, that's far-fetched. Yeah, what do I think about that? I think it might be good clickbait. That's it. Yeah. Brennan says, yeah, this series on this root beer blade was a real treat. So well executed and well executed. Well yapticuted. Thank you, thank you. That's a good word there, yapticuted. Yeah, everyone say hi to Mike Mason. Yeah, everyone's here. The crew is here. Everybody else is just extraneous. Yeah. We'll welcome the extraneous people. Yeah, yeah. There are at least 10 lurkers in the background at least. But that's okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought about the copper being mined to supply the Bronze Age. See, the Bronze Age in Europe, it developed from metallurgy further south. It drifted up into Europe and into Northern Europe last. The technology crept up from the south. It didn't come from anywhere else. If anything, the Egyptians would have probably figured out that there was a good supply of copper somewhere else than where they got it from. But they would not go. They would not trade, into North America by boat. That would have to be done by a boat to get the copper. No, it's too far fetched. The North Sea and the North Atlantic is no joke. It's the reason why they didn't travel that way back in the day. The Bering Sea is apparently less of a risk, right? On the other side of the continent. Thomas H. would be hard to paddle a canoe full of copper all the way to Europe just for trade, I'd imagine. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Yep. But it's good clickbait. People go, wait, that's possible? Let me click and see while I eat my little curiosity sandwich. Yeah, and drink my curiosity Kool-Aid. Yeah. Was your root beer blade raw or heat treated? Was much fun watching that one. It was raw. Yeah, raw root beer. This is raw. It has a nice tone to it too. Not that that matters. Let's see. Nope, not like that. Let's see. No, I gotta hold it in a way that. Yeah. Yeah. It has a nice tone to it. So same with a lot of these blades. You can make xylophones out of these stone bifaces. Yeah. You can make xylophones and musical instruments? Really? Could it be possible that's what they did? They put these bifaces in arrangements and xylophoned them and then collected them back together and then they got lost and that's what we call stashes? I'm not saying that's real, but that's a lot more of a possibility than the copper supplying the Bronze Age. In American North American copper supplying the Bronze Age. Yeah, it could be possible that the bifaces, some of the bifaces caches were actually musical instruments, and then they just got all stashed together, and we found them later on. Let's see. Ask for Corn says, I know if I'm going to paddle a canoe full of ore from the Great Lakes to Europe, there better be someone waiting on the shore with one of those huge PCH checks with my name on it, or I ain't going. What's a PCH check? I don't know these things. If I see an abbreviation, I can never tell what that is. Ralph says, not to mention getting over Niagara Falls. Well, yeah, if you go by boat over the river, down the Hudson River or whatever. Ask for Corn says, you got to hang it from a string. Yeah, that's true. Red Bull Paleo Edition. But Sal says, don't think you're getting your package today. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. We're tracking packages, right? Updates on the tracked packages. Clearance house check. Oh, okay. Publishers Clearinghouse. That's what PCH is. Publishers Clearinghouse. Okay. I gotcha. I would have never guessed that if they said, I'll give you $1 million if you can guess what PCH is. I would just quickly go, let's see. Pooch is chomping on something that begins with H. Pooch is chomping on hamburgers. Yeah. Pooches? Yeah, little dogs chomping on hamburgers. That's what I would think. Let's see. I must get more junk mail than you. Yeah. Well, I don't even look at my junk mail half the time. If I know if it's in just a flyer type format, or if it's got that pre-printed stuff on the front where it's because I know my bills right away, I just toss it. What was it? I don't know. Probably some credit card or probably some PCH. I don't know. Yeah, my kids and my ex-wife used to say that. What happened to all? I thought we had a bunch of mails stacked up that you brought in. Where'd it all go? I said it's all junk. But what was it exactly? I don't know. It was just a bunch of junk. Can't remember now. It wasn't bills, although I feel like throwing those out too. Let's see. You should have said I would have Ed McMahon standing here with a check. Yeah, that'd be a better thing. See, I would understand that. Us abbreviation impaired. Let's see. Ask for Corn says you could heat the house burning my junk mail. Oh yeah, you can start the little house fire with the wood burning stove with junk mail. Yeah. Kiowa says, have you ever seen 2001 Space Odyssey? Space Odyssey with the opening scene of monkeys figuring out how to use tools and weapons at the same time. How old were you when you first watched it? Well, I was in my 40s when I watched it for the first time. Yeah. 2001 Space Odyssey. I was in my 30s or 40s, probably my 40s, because I watched it with the kids. My ex-wife and I used to watch movies and stuff, but we would just go to the theater and watch the latest movies. It wasn't until the kids that we started watching the old movies. And I'm not much of a movie person, although I like movies. Like the first time I watched Rocky Horror Rocky Horror Picture Show, I was in my 50s, right? It wasn't that long ago the first time I ever watched Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I did not like it. I knew I wouldn't, and I didn't. No. Ralph says, I'm a big fan of the $1 million check. Yeah, if you ever get it. Maybe I should say, like, when someone asks me, you going to nap that Sweetwater by face? I mean, you can do it. I said, yeah, when I get my PCH check. Yeah. What is a PCH check? Welcome to the club. I didn't know what it was either. But that when I get that, I'll nap the Sweetwater by face because then I'll be happy enough to do it. You need a good mental attitude to nap something that tremendously awesome and fantastic and great. And if you don't know what the Sweetwater biface is, don't look at it because you will never be able to unsee it. And then you will become obsessed with the idea that as long as you got enough practice, you'll be able to do it. Just do it. And then they'll bug everybody. Yeah. Ask for Corin says, I did not see that or The Godfather or hear Linda Ronstadt until my 30s. Blame it on bad parenting. Yeah. No. It wasn't bad parenting on my part. I was pretty much a hermit, and I like to make things. I like to work on stuff instead of sitting there watching movies. And then whenever I get into playing video games, I would say, wait, this is going to take time away from me making stuff, right? And I'm going to get addicted to this, killing zombies and stuff. I don't know. This is like a drug, these video games. So I've always viewed video game playing like a drug. Yeah. And never got into it. I think the last time I played a video game was maybe 20 years ago. Although if you count Solitaire or some of these other puzzle games online or part of your games package when you buy a computer, if you count those, I played one in the last month or so. That's the only stuff I mess around with as far as games. Did you watch Rocky Horror in the theater with the crowd participation? It's pretty fun if the house allows it. No, I haven't. They have not watched it at the theater, although they have it here in town. Still, yeah, I can go, and they have it, around Halloween or something like that. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it with the house participation and a group of actors on stage. Yeah, I've seen videos of people watching the movie and participating in Rocky Horror Picture Show with costumes and everything. Yeah, I've seen videos of that. I guess that's good enough, huh? Because it only lasts about 5 seconds. That's as much as I can tolerate. Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff I hadn't watched until my 40s or 50s. I remember newspapers, rice water, and turning around and grabbing someone and dancing with them. Kiowa says, it would be cool to have a napping simulator. Yeah, it's coming. Ask for Corin says, it is, I'm sure, but at least it's cheaper than blow. Yes. Tobacco arrived. I sent you a couple of pictures, Patrick. What tobacco arrived? The one that you ordered that you're gonna roll? You're gonna roll some more cigars, and you sent me an email. Is that what you said? Couple of pictures. You said you sent me a couple of pictures. Okay. Making some adjustments on your blend. The labels say prepared for Patrick. Okay, so we got Ecuadorian Seco, aged Nicaraguan Viso. Jalapa filler? I haven't heard of that one. Yeah. Yep. I'm kind of familiar with the different blends and stuff because I was trying to choose which cigars were less irritating. So I had to try to remember all these blends after I smoke a cigar and I go, okay, what is this? It didn't irritate me that bad. So let's see if I can remember what it was made out of. And I am familiar with some of those. It sounds good. Thomas says, saw the Sweetwater biface last week in Arkansas while visiting family. It was so thin you could circumcise a fly. Yeah, it's thin. Ralph says, yes, good times at that movie. Brian Olson's here. Hey, hey. My package arrives sometime this evening. Can't wait for the unboxing vid. Obsidian Triflow, dacite, and some butter. Tell me what you want more of once you mess around with it. Okay. Thank you, thank you. I will definitely let you know. Let's see. Anorexic thin for the Sweetwater biface. Anorexic thin. Yeah. My nose is starting to itch. I got the window open. I think some pollen is probably making its way in. But if I can keep the windows open, I'll do it no matter what. I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping, but this is a noise canceling microphone I found out. Unless I hold, like I can hold the phone close to the microphone, and I think you can pick up the sound that way. But it's got to be like within 3 or 4 inches. It'll pick up whatever's within 3 or 4 inches. Let's see. Kiowa says that would be the first film that you remember affecting you. Oh, what would be the first film and at what age? The first film that affected me and at what age is a very good thing to ask. It's a good question. The very first thing that I remember seeing on TV that had a big effect on me was the moon landing. My mom woke me up in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or something, and she goes, "Hey, there's on TV, they're showing the astronauts. Come look, it's on the news." Back when news actually was news, although they say the moon landing is a faked video. Anyway, that was the most profound thing that I saw on TV. Now, as far as movies, the first one that had a major effect on me, in terms of movies. It's not gonna be what you expect because my mom took us all to a vampire movie. I think I was like 6 years old or 7 years old, and it wasn't a high budget vampire movie. It was I'm trying to remember. It was like a Sherlock Holmes type of situation where they were trying to figure out who was who, and they crashed this vampire den that had a half naked woman in it, and that's what shocked me. And then the horror of the whole film, basically the vampire movies, uh, stuck in my head, and after that, I wanted to see all of them. Yeah, so I have a soft spot for horror movies, but after that, the movies that affected me the most were the war movies. I used to watch a lot of war movies. Uh, yeah, I ended up I ended up going into the military probably because of all the war movies that I watched. Let's see. I think everybody's answer to that would be Bambi. No, I didn't watch Bambi full length Bambi until in my 40s or 50s. Yeah, it was one of those that didn't watch it till much later. Yes, pollen going crazy in my corner of Michigan. Full orchard trees are blooming. Fruit orchard. Yeah. Thomas says deer sausage definitely tasted different after Bambi. I didn't see what the big deal was about Bambi when I saw it for the first time. Yeah. Um, yeah. After I saw that, I said they didn't even show anything really, and they didn't make a big deal out of it. I think the drama in Snow White was worse than the Bambi thing. You know, when Snow White falls down from the poison in the apple, that kind of thing. That was more sneaky and insidious. Deer sausage, definitely okay. Uh, Brian, sounds like a killer care package. Yeah, Damon Crowfeather is here looking hard at that N7N07. A nice one. Which one is that? 7N07. Is that one of those? Oh, it's that. It's the Eden point. It's got nice flaking. I was happy that it happened on that side. The other side flaking is okay. Right. But this is kind of it's not collateral. I wanted to get those flakes to be opposite each other instead of diagonal like that. But I'll take it. Yeah. Took me forever to develop the preform for that. On those Edens and Scottsbluffs, the longest part of it is to do the preform. The finishing doesn't take long. It's the preform that takes forever. Let's see. I can't remember how old I was when I saw the Blair Witch Project. I was like 38 when I saw the Blair Witch Project. But not finishing it messed with me. When I finally did get to finish it, I thought it was lame. Yeah, it was kind of lame, I guess. But no, it was a good ending, I think. Even though it was like, I see what you did there in the movie. I see you. Yeah, I get it. I didn't think it was lame. I just think it was done that way for effect. Andrew says, I watch Studi movies. You watch Wes Studi movies. Yeah, they're all good. It's funny. Every movie that Wes Studi is in is a good movie. Triumph of the Will. Just kidding. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I remember watching Bambi in the movies, says Mike. And I believe the same time Smokey and the Bandit came out. Maybe so. I don't know. I don't have the chronological order stuff in my head. It says every time the wind blows in Colorado, they say it's because Kansas sucks. Tommy says, Ralph, I guess you went in and canceled out all my bids. Who canceled out someone's bids? Did Ralph do some canceling or did you report? Did you report somebody? I know you guys are just kidding. Right, but that'd be funny. I'm reporting you for bidding too high. Do we have any new bids? We might have some new bids. Let me just check. Oh, yes, we do. Jesse's the high bidder now on that big old blade. Let's see. Yep, we got a lot. We got some new bids since the last time I checked. All right. So what am I checking? I'm checking the weekly auction that I have. I can announce that I have a weekly auction every 5 minutes, and people would still go, "Do you sell your stuff anywhere? I don't see it." Yeah, I have a weekly auction every Monday. Used to be Sunday. I still get mixed up. Sunday comes along, I wake up. Oh no, my auction's not until tomorrow. That still happens to me, and I'm blaming it on ADHD. You guys that are bidding on 7N04, the swirl chirp blade, you're not seeing Jimmy Wolfley's bid. He bid $65, and you guys are still down in the $28 and $30 range. Yeah. The high bid on 7N04 is $65. 7N04. So let me know. I don't think you guys can see Jimmy Wolfley's bids. 7N05. Let's see what we got. All right. Everyone sees everybody's on that one. Yeah. Unfortunately, not everyone that's participating in the auction is also on the live stream. A lot of times you guys are doing both, but I can see that not everybody that's bidding is currently commenting. You might be lurking because we got 29 people, so we might have somebody not commenting but lurking in the background that is also participating in the auction. All right. So I checked it all. I put likes on everything that I see. Let's see. We're here. Where am I here? I read all that stuff. I read that stuff. Ed Gould is here. Yes, he is. Uh, Ed says he's not playing this time. Let's see. Last of the Mohicans is good movie. Yes. Kiowa says I live 2 hours from those woods where the Blair Witch was shot here in Maryland. That movie spawned the found footage genre. Yeah, I remember that. And the sequel to Blair Witch Project was kind of lame. Yeah, they lost their touch as soon as they got a lot of funding for the sequel. They lost it. Yeah, I was highly disappointed in the sequel to the Blair Witch Project. Yeah, what can you do? Let's see. Tommy Taylor says, I had to go to the granddaughter softball game. If I get home in time, I may have to come back. Yeah, we got time. Well, still got an hour and 10 minutes. Hello, Dawn. I missed the entrance of Gary. Let's see. Mike says, siblings and I did a home movie of the Blair Witch. It was pretty cool for a bunch of little kids. Ah, that's cool. Ralph says, it's a nice auction. Thank you. Tommy said that. Ed Gould says, they're expecting me to blow them out, I think. Yeah. Or, snipe at the very end and snatch some of these. Wes Studi in Geronimo. I hadn't seen Geronimo yet. No, I need to see that one. Jesse says, man, this auction is a war. Oh, yeah. Watch out for the snipers at the end, for sure. Yeah, some of you guys. You got it down to a science. You know exactly when to bid and not get caught with the glitch that YouTube sometimes has in the comment section. Mike says, Cabin in the Woods was the one I liked. Brennan says, Cabin in the Woods was a great piece of horror. Yeah, have I seen that one, Cabin in the Woods? I mean, it's a setting for lots of horror movies, but I don't know if I've seen that one. Let's see. Ask for Corn says, there was a sequel? How? Blair Witch 2, unclaimed camera gathering dust in the lost and found. Kyle says, Wes Studi was great in Mystery Men. I hadn't seen that one either. I gotta go through the movies that he's in and watch them all. Yeah. So there's two that I have not seen. Let's see. UMB says he's lurking from the beach in North Carolina. You're at the beach? Dang it. Or do you live near there? Or do you live on the beach? Jesse says, anyone ever weight an antler billet? For the raw stone, I love the weight of solid lead or lead filled. Yeah. I've never put a weight inside of an antler billet. No. Sal says UMB is lucky to be at the beach. As for me, I don't like beaches, except the ones that are rocks instead of sand. I like the beaches that are rocks, big old rocks like they have here on the coastline of New England. I think it's because of the tide pools in the rocks. That's the kind of beach I like to look. I like looking for little things in the tide pools. I don't like swimming at the beach or listening to the waves. It's one of those things that it's just too much. Too much sun, too much wave action. Yeah. But I took the kids to the beach many, many times. I took one for the team every summer, at least 4 times. Yeah. I don't even want to remember those trips to the beach. It was fun watching them have fun, but that was about it. Jesse says, thinking about grooving an antler billet, but adding a weight outside like a banner stone or a ladle. Just keep out of the way of the dome. Yeah, you can do that. You can add like a banner weight to the antler, but I don't see how that would be, better than just a hammerstone. Yeah. Kiowa says it's such a pain going to the beach. I like going at night and lighting a fire. Yeah, now that's good. I've done that before. That was cool. The only thing is, we lit a fire in a beach that was not supposed to be. Uh, that was not supposed to be. Uh, we were not supposed to be there. Put it that way. After hours, because the sign says nobody after 10 p.m. or something, and it was like middle of the morning. It was like 2 a.m. We all said, "Yeah, we're supposed to go home after this party, but now let's just go to the beach, see if we can get some driftwood and build a fire." And we all went, "Yeah, cool, yeah." UMB says, "I'm just on vacation." Oh, okay. You don't live there, you're just visiting. You're a tourist. The movie Hostel ruined horror for me. I haven't seen that one. I got to make sure I don't see that one. Ask for corn AFC. ASF. I should say ASF, right? No, AFC. If you're making a banner stone, I recommend using a rubber tooth vise and an angle grinder. Hey, so AFC's done this before. Ed Gould says, I lived in Hawaii for a year and a half. Dang it. I know someone that moved to Hawaii and said they want to stay permanently. They don't ever want to see anywhere else in the world ever again. Hawaii is where they want to be. It must be great. Aurora, North Carolina, a great place to look for fossil shark teeth. Nice fossil museum there, too. Ed Gould says he didn't like. Oh, you didn't like Hawaii. That's funny because the person that I knew, well, that I know that moved to Hawaii says, "Nope, never going anywhere else. This is it. I found it. You know, I'm like a little urchin, or I'm like a little hermit crab that's found its shell. Yep, that's it. I'm done." So someone's commenting. Oh, there's another bid. Yeah. Someone asked me the other day, can you tell them not to comment in places that are other than the thing that they're talking about? Like if you just put a random comment anywhere talking about something, they would prefer you commenting under the appropriate pre-populated comment. I said, yeah, I think that's a good idea, but I never did it. I never made that announcement until like right now. Yeah. So someone was upset that these comments were kind of random around everything else. It doesn't really matter too much to me. Ed Gould says Hawaii was too small. I see. Ralph says, Alan, have you ever went fishing for grunion fish on the beach? Mike says, Destin, Florida, me on the sound side, chasing giant blue crabs, middle of the night, water hip deep. I won't know what had the tail force to shove my body 3 feet in the other direction. Oh, dang. You don't want to know. Yeah. You don't want to know what shoved you. Last time we went to Destin, Florida, to make it interesting, I brought uh, a throw net to throw in the water and catch little fish. That was cool, using the throw net to catch fish. Yeah, we just caught little shiny fish. Well, of course, they're shiny, but they were like super shiny silver. I don't know what they were. Let's see. Yeah, we used to go to Destin, Florida every year. Ask for Corn says, my grandpa said he didn't care to ever go back to Hawaii, but he was there right after Pearl Harbor. So perhaps he'd feel different if the timing wasn't like it was. Yeah. Well, it wasn't as developed then as it is now. Yeah. Sal says, "Hey, Mike T, is there any warranty on the slim half round hand pad?" I'm wearing through mine too, pretty fast. As for Corin says shad. Yeah, it was probably catching the shad or whatever. Uh, yeah. What did you do to it, Sal? What did you do to the hand pad? Mine's wearing out, but it's because of uh, the flakes are making um, holes in it. Yeah, pushing flakes into the rubber part of the pad like crazy. Let's see. Mike says, "Your last video I was watching, you were using it to prop up one of your legs to your tripod." And yes, I see everything. Thomas says, "I lived for a few years right by the jetties in Destin and once saw a snorkeler drag a 3 feet back black tip out of the water with his bare hands. A black tipped shark. He dragged it out of the water. Dang." Let's see. Yeah, Sal, you're not supposed to use the pads to level your equipment. Mike will see it, and you'll see everything. Ralph says, if I was in Hawaii, I'd be kayak fishing for 1,000 pounds. Hmm. Yeah, Mike Tuff sees all. Marlin fish. So the marlin fish, it wasn't a black tipped shark. Hmm. I don't know. Sal says, LOL. Wait till you see it. Been a notching fool. Aha. AFC says that snorkeler was Chuck Norris. Yeah. To wrestle a big fish out of the water with your bare hands. Yeah. Yeah. That guy must have been really bored to do something like that. Yeah. Let's see. I never went snorkeling at Destin. I would just sit whenever we'd go to the beach when I was a kid, the same way. I didn't like beaches, so I would just sit there and make sandcastles. Uh, and people would say, "Come on in, let's go." And my sister, she would always go in the water. I can't remember if my mom went in the water or not. Uh, well, yeah. And the beaches up here are cold, so it's. I mean, I didn't care too much that it was cold. I just didn't like it. Yeah. Sandcastles building was cool though. Let me see. Uh, Mike says maybe I'll give you a discount on your next sale, on your next one, Sal. Thomas says, the way he just walked out like it was nothing still haunts me to this day. I'll never be that badass. Yeah. Thomas says, similar to what happens when you see the Sweetwater biface and know you'll never be that good. Yeah. Fishing with bare hands. He's talking about fishing with bare hands. Ralph says, if you turn a shark upside down, they get paralyzed. Hmm. Have I heard that before? I don't know. But when I went on a cruise with my ex-wife, when we were still married, of course. And then we went to this place. It was supposed to go to the Dominican Republic and Belize, right? I think. Anyway, in one of those places, when we docked, we got out and we looked around, and there was this place where you could go and pet a shark because they had that type of shark that doesn't bite, and that thing was huge. I think it was like 10 feet long. Yeah, but yeah, you can get to feel that the skin on the shark is really it's really something, that rough skin on a shark. Let's see. Hmm. But I don't know about turning a shark upside down. I don't know if they demonstrated that or not. Let's see. Sal says he's just messing with you. Yeah, Sal's just kidding about the pad. Fingers crossed. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's see. I'll make sure that the hand pad is level just in case you need to use it again for that tripod. Alan says, Ralph, um, Grunion in the No grunion in the Pacific Northwest, to my knowledge. I think it's a Southern California fish. I avoid California like the plague, and when I get mobile, I'll be avoiding Oregon about half of the year. Yeah. Yeah, those places, I don't know. I don't ever want to visit Oregon after what my daughter was telling me. Mike says, well, my door has been knocked open. Probably see you all next time. Hmm. Sal says, LOL, I didn't notice till I noticed it. I'm wondering, Mike Mason says, well, my door has been knocked open. What does that mean? Probably see you next time. Unexpected visitors? Yeah. Oh, knocked upon, not open. I got to get glasses for that, just for the comments section because I can't read these comments. Yeah. I need chat glasses or something. And I got it set so where it doesn't advance too fast, and I still can't do it. Yeah. See you later, Mike. He's got to go. I'm assuming the door was knocked upon, the door to your man cave, right? I'm lucky because this whole place now is a man cave. My dad's little house. It is now the entire place is now my man cave, and nobody knocks on the door. No, except the mailman once in a while. You don't have a lot. You, okay, Ralph says you don't have to outswim the shark, just faster than the slower swimmers. Yeah. If there's other swimmers, yeah. Mike says, well, I think the first person that uses up a hand pad should get a free one because I want to see how hard it is to rip the rubber off. So technically, you would need to destroy it anyway. Yeah, there you go. Everyone, if you've worn through your Mike Tufts hand pad recently, or if you plan to, just keep Mike updated. Yeah, well, he will give you a new one, the first one that wears them out, so he knows how tough they are. Hey, Scott Lauer's here. Hey, Pat. Hey, Chippers. Yeah, we're here. We're here for the next hour, or almost an hour. I'm looking at the clock up here. Yeah, Scott Lauer's from the UK. So we got visitors. We probably have lurkers there in the background. They're from places that you wouldn't expect. Outcast metal detecting's here. What up? You're an hour late, but we're doing good. Gary says check the bids. All right, I'll check them. Let's see. Let's see if you guys can see all of the bids. Because if I see you guys still bidding low on something that is being bid to a high level, I know you can't see some of the bids. So let me check here. Um, so far, so good. Yeah. So far, so good. 7N04 is where the confusion seems to be. Yeah. The high bid on 7N04 is $65. Jimmy Wolfley. But everything else looks like it's pretty good. I mean, looks like you guys are seeing the other bids and everything's going smoothly. What am I doing? Somebody new is on the. I bet you someone new is watching the live stream and asking, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. You worry too much. Yeah, but what are you doing? I have an auction every week and I'm just checking it because one of the guys says, check it. Is there a troll in the comments section? Remember that time? That was a trip. Yeah. That was, that took me by surprise to get a troll in the auction. Let me see here. I checked the bids, nothing unusual. Brennan says, stop lurking. Yeah, say hi. Mike says, I don't get anyone knocking at my door. Not even a Halloween Friday. Not even on Halloween. Friday, though, when I got home from working, there was a pamphlet in the door from the Jehovah's Witnesses. If you would like, I could read it. No, it's okay. I know what it's going to say already. Yeah. AFC says it's true they can be but put into a trance when upside down. Okay, talking about sharks here. AFC says just like holding a gator's mouth closed easily with one hand, the problem is they're really choppy before you get to that step. Yeah, chompy. Yeah, you don't want to get near a gator's mouth no matter what, even if you can close it shut easily or keep it closed. Jesse says I went with the wifey this weekend up to the rhyolite domes in the San Francisco volcanic fields in northern Arizona. That's a mouthful. Yank some good obsidian, but lots has crystal pockets. Hmm, I see. Mike says it's like Willy Wonka. There's a gold coin underneath someone's hand pad. Yeah. Brennan says if you are lurking, at least have the guts to hit the like button. Yeah, do it. Or write a comment in the non-live chat. Yeah, quit your lurking. Someone else joined here that I just saw. Oh, where am I? I'm lost again. I got to go all the way to the end and work all the way back. Let's see. Oh, Jeff up north is the lurker. He says, that would be me. I see. We caught you. The winner will get a free tour of my garage, says Mike Tufts. You already did that on video, right? Yeah, Scott Lowers here saying hi to everybody. Video tour, you are too far. Yeah, do a video tour. I think I've already seen a lot of your closet. I mean, the closet, your garage, Mike. Let's see. Uh, Brennan says, Mike, that was me that left the pamphlet. I'll begin reading. Let's see. Mike says, yeah, Ralph, we'll eat some gummies and munch on some liquid chocolate. I see. Brennan says, I was actually raised a Jehovah's Witness, got baptized and everything. Left when I was 18, says Brennan. Let's see. Exocommunicado. I see. Carrie says, anybody ever hold a chicken upside down? Many times. I've seen it done on video. It doesn't do anything to them. Jesse says, well, one of the blades jumped from 30 to 70 in the auction. Oh, yes. Jordan says, you think back in the day a young napper came home with a blade or point that wasn't his parents made him take it back? But Dad, I swear I found it. Yeah, right. Could be. I don't know. I would think finders keepers, right? Finders keepers is what must be the oldest saying in the world. Yeah, finders keepers, losers weepers. Well, let's see. Asked for core and says we'll have you read the pamphlet when the Pastafarians drop one off, though. And he reached out with his noodly appendage. What are you talking about? Okay. Mike says, I was baptized Christian when I was 16, faithfully. Went to church from when I can remember up until I was 18. Yeah. Jeff says, hello, Mike and R. Snyder. Yeah. Brennan says, Pastafarians. Yeah. Ed Gould says, is there a difference between lurking and jerking? We never know. I can't see what's going on. What's going on back there with you guys not participating? What are you doing? Inquiring minds want to know. AFC says, probably, but I hear a lot of lurkers are doing the other while lurking. AFC says, you got to draw a line in the dirt right in front of the chicken's beak. They freeze. I wish. Yeah. The cool thing about chickens is their head stays still when you move their body like this. The head stays still like this. You've seen that, right? It's a funny thing. But yeah, when I was living in Texas, a neighbor had chickens, I guess for 4-H or something like that. But they had a pit bull that would destroy the chicken coop. It was just a makeshift chicken coop, and that dog would grab the chicken wire and grab the legs that were because the coop was up on legs. It grabbed the legs. They were just 2x4s and rip one out, and then the chicken coop would slant, and then he'd grab the chicken wire and be yanking on it, and he would always break into the chicken coop, and the chickens would fly out and land on the fence between my property and their property. And then my dogs would go rah, 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 barking at the chicken or one of the chickens. One of the chickens would just pop right into my yard. And then the chase ensued, and I think the chicken enjoyed it. Let's see. That petrified wood was tougher than woodpecker lips. Yeah. Digital Black is here. I never get to watch the live streams, but I've been watching the videos since 2020. Avid Flint napper myself and graduated with a degree in archaeology in 2018. Love the yap and naps. Digital Black, what university did you graduate from? Just out of curiosity, because I don't. You've got a master's in archaeology, right? Because I've heard that you cannot get a bachelor's in archaeology. Yeah. And I always talk smack about archaeologists. And the last archaeologist I exchanged emails with started sounding like she was quoting Twitter. So I told her, that doesn't sound right about this and that. It sounds like we're on Twitter. And she got upset. Yeah. Yep. I'm not very good at regular conversation. It either sounds like I'm completely off my rocker or trolling. Napping while watching. Tried to film a basalt point video. I snapped it, says Smallzilla. So you're here lurking, Harley, but you're napping basalt? You snapped it? Yeah. I mean, the last pictures you sent, Harley, were pretty good. The stuff you made is pretty good. The petrified wood can be any kind of mineral, says Ed Gould. Any kind of mineral. David Rushing is here. Have you thought about your Tiny Points project lately? Were there arrows in that project too? You can nap them really small. Let me think here. Have you thought about your Tiny Points project? Yeah, not lately. I haven't. I probably will now. Where are those tiny? Do I have a bunch of tiny points set aside? Or let me see. I mean, shooting tiny points is part of my future project where I'm going to collect data on points penetration. I'm going to shoot a bunch of arrows with different points. I can't remember what I did if I did anything with the tiny points. Now you got me thinking. Smoke's going to start coming out of my ears pretty soon. Let's see. Jordan says, finders keepers for sure, or one hunter coming home with a deceased hunter's knife. The rest of tribe knows something fishy's going on. We ain't got none of that stone around here. Yeah, that could be. Let's see. Ralph says, hello, new folks. I think the new folks are not new. Because who said he was watching my videos for a long time? Yeah, Mike Tuff says, I thought we had an archaeologist that watched. Hey, Jesse gave me $10. Thank you. $10 super chat. Awesome. Thank you. Digital Black. Mississippi State University, only got a bachelor's and started doing GPS work. Hmm. So you did get a bachelor's in archaeology from Mississippi State. Interesting. Interesting. Mississippi State. Okay, so now I know that you can get a bachelor's in archaeology. Brennan says, Captain Raw Dog with the honesty nuggets. uh, Brennan says, I'm the same way, Patrick. Yeah, was I being too honest? Small Zilla says, or Harley, wow, lightning just struck rather close. I'm going inside now. Glad you like the points, Patrick. I should send you a couple sometime. Yeah. It says, petrification is a process where each cell is replaced with available mineral while the wood is covered, or, I mean, submerged in water. I think petrified wood forms best when it's submerged in water, as far as I remember. Brendan says, you the man, Jesse. Yeah. He's always giving me super chats. He's the man for sure. Ralph says, yes, quarter-inch Scott's Bluff tiny points. A quarter-inch Scott's Bluff? You got to refresh my memory on that one. Ed Gould says, that's different than a fossil. Oh, I see. Kiowa says, I hate being a tire beater. If I could buy one of your beautiful pieces, I would in a heartbeat. Yeah. Just do it. Ralph says, Jeff up north is a new guy. It started a new channel. Okay. Let's see. Petrified wood forms in wet clay. Probably. I can't remember. I can't remember where I read how it forms. Because I was just curious, like everybody else. When I started, I was reading, what is that material? What is that material? I got to know all the materials until I've looking into the materials. That saying says, the more I know, the less I understand, or the more I understand, the less I know. That pertains to looking up what rocks are what. Like, if can you tell me what this is? You know that there's stacks of books and even libraries on how to identify rocks and the different varieties. Did you know that? And you're asking me, can you tell me what kind of rock that is? I would have to have full access to that library. And that's for each state. They have libraries on the different kinds of minerals and rocks in that area. Of course, chert and chalcedony and jasper and agatized whatever and all that kind of stuff is a subset of the geology. But you get what I'm saying. It's almost impossible to do that identification. But people will do it. They'll go, yeah, that looks like blah blah blah, or that could be blah 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 blah. But they obviously have a lot more knowledge on that than I do, or a lot more patience, because I don't have patience for that stuff. I thought I did when I was brand new, but my enthusiasm quickly got squashed under a mountain of variability. Let's see. Brennan says the right amount of honesty, I'd say, but I'm not like most. However, I feel like a Crafty Napperjack live stream has a funnel effect to at least be around a higher volume of like-minded peeps. Yep, we're all like-minded peeps for sure. We got rocks in our head. Jesse said, yeah, Jesse is a freaking legend. Yes, yes. Jeff up north says, yes, thank you, R. Snyder, for the suggestion. Harley says, I just heat treated some jasper and I don't think it glossed up quite like I wanted. Might need to do a second bake. I also got a new haul of some of the weird Iowa chert as well. In the roaster it goes. I saw like an Instagram short where a guy had this music in the background and he was filming his latest rock pile of stuff that looked like Flint Ridge, but I forget where it was from. It was just colorful chert, right? And then he showed his work, and he's a new napper, but he's got like, I would say at least 500 pounds of this awesome looking rock. I'm going, dang, man, some people have all the luck. And then he can make videos without even thinking about it. It took me years to figure out how to make videos, and I'm still learning. I'm dense. Yeah. I get stuck in I get stuck in a certain way. I don't want to jump out of the rut. Yeah. Jesse says he's working on you. I'm working on my Patrick care package. Going to be a good one. I love how this community sends Patrick rock and supplies. Class act, guys. Yeah, I'm glad. So I'm glad too. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I get a lot of gifts. I need to keep track. Well, I'm getting a little bit better at keeping track of who sends me what. Gary says that's too much work. It's easier just to ask you. Yeah, yeah. What kind of rock is this? What kind of rock is that? Is that what you mean? Just ask me. The old saying is it doesn't hurt to ask. Yeah, unless someone hits you with something for asking. Why'd you ask me that? It doesn't hurt to ask, except just then. Yeah. Whoever invented that saying was dumb. It was hit too hard in the head. Let's see. Jeff up north says, Ralph, I believe I've subbed the other day. We'll definitely be checking it out. I see. Scott Lauer says, working on mine too, Jesse. I'm sending from England, so I got to get the rocks. I got to get the right rocks to send. It's stressful. Well, yeah, I appreciate your effort, and I'm looking forward. It's fun to get rocks for Christmas. Jordan says, went Fairburn agate hunting Saturday. Found an ammonite fossilized clam and a decent Fairburn. I will have to send a photo sometime. Yeah. Mike says, face snapping a little Debbie fudge round. Oh dang! Don't tell me about that. I used to be Mr. Pastries, Cakes, and Candies. I miss it, but yeah, I don't eat that stuff anymore. AFC says, yep, like-minded in the way where we like how it's like we're all mindless. That's funny. Alan says, Brendan, are you one of those? Are you the one that Danny made a pentagonal point for? Danny made a pentagonal? I saw his working on. I saw him working on the hollow base points. Mike Mason says, I don't want to jump out of the rut. I haven't named my truck yet, but I might call her Patty now. Do it. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Sal says, oh, Patrick, I meant to tell you the point in that box was made from heat treated bull gravel. Okay. Let me see if I can remember. Okay. Heat treated bull gravel. I'll try to remember that when I see it. Yeah. Somehow it's dark. Why is it so dark? Let me open the shade since now the sun has gone behind the hill. Yeah. There you go. A little bit better. There's a hill outside. Not we live in a holler between two hills. Set two. I don't know, but anyway, the sun goes down behind that hill over there. Okay, I guess that looks better. I don't know why it's so dark. Mm-hmm. I need a lighting guy. It's probably because I have the shade open on this side. It should not be open directly behind me. Right? Let's see if that helps. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What did I miss? Jordan says, Ed Gould says, Jordan, you need to hike the Bell River. Kiowa says, the only dumb question is the one you never ask. That's the dumb question? I like it when people don't ask questions. I think they're smart. When they don't do it. Who's got a question? Anybody? No? Dang, you guys are geniuses. I love it. No questions. You're smart. Mike says, Sal reminds me, I expected judgment maybe critique on the point I sent. I expected judgment maybe critique on the point I sent. Who do you send yours to, Mike Mason? Brennan says, yeah, I was really happy about the one as well. Dan has been so kind to me, a mentor from afar. That's awesome. So he napped you a pentagonal point. Yeah, most people are faster at responding to requests than I am. Ask for Corn says, disagree. There are dumb questions. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. Especially when the person knows it's dumb and they ask it with a little sneaky stuff on their mind. Yeah. Let's see. What is the dumbest question I can imagine? And let's see. Let's see. I got 4 dumb questions. Which is the most dumb question here? Ah, that's the one I'm going to ask. And watch the expression on the face of the person trying to answer. Ah, yeah. How do I know that gets done? I don't know. How do I know? I don't know. Let's see. David Rushing says, have you ever napped any green obsidian from Peru? Out the caves there. So, if so, how'd you like it? Green obsidian from Peru. I have not. No, I have not napped anything from Peru, actually. Let's see. Says Scott, that would be awesome. I see Patrick work some bullhead flint. Yeah, I got some of that in a box. Or no, the bullhead is coming from the UK. Yeah, I am looking forward to that, to see that, and to nap it. When you ask me how I like something, uh, when I'm napping it, do I like it? You got to remember, I don't like the process of napping. I like the way it looks. I like the results of napping. So usually, even if it's really beautiful stuff that naps well, I'm usually not liking it. Believe it or not. Now, there are some times that I'm napping, and you'll see on video, I'll go, oh, that was good. Oh, yeah, that was good. I'm talking about the result, okay? The building up to actually removing a flake is always like nail biting, especially when it starts to get thin. So I'm not enjoying the journey. When I say, ooh, that was good, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing the result. Okay. Just so you know. All right. So if you ask me, how did you like that piece of flint? Just like everybody else or everything else I nap. Well, I don't. It's the result that I like. I'm neurodivergent, okay? So I don't look at it like other people. Let's see. Jesse said, Brent asked him to make a pentagonal point. Yeah. Let's see. Jordan says, might do that this weekend, Mr. Ed. Sal says, I told him to keep mine or sell it. Might get a couple bucks for it. Oh yeah. Yeah, but I don't sell the gifts. The only time I sell gifts is when it's not a actual point. Right? I've sold bifaces that I've been given, but finished points, have I sold a finished point? Maybe one of you guys knows. I try not to sell finished points or stuff that people make for me as gifts. I think it's bad luck. But I have sold like bifaces and flakes and nodules that people have given to me. And especially flakes that come off of, the nodules and stuff that people given to me. I'll sell the flakes that come off. Just because people would say, hey, I wish I had some of that because it looks so nice to nap. I want to enjoy napping. I'll let you in on on a little secret. Okay. It's not so much of a secret, but I'll let you in on a secret. If you want to try to enjoy napping, do it in your head. I don't think you'll ever enjoy napping, no matter how beautiful the stuff is. But that's just my take on it. Yeah. Because it's funny. The better something naps, the more it shows your mistakes and more it shows your flaws and your uh, lack of proficiency. Yeah, it'll get you. Can't win. Mm-hmm. Ellen says, I face snapped bacon and eggs, breakfast of champions. Yeah, I've been having ground beef all day. I face snapped the ground beef just before the live stream. Isn't every single notch point pentagonal? Well, let's see. AFC's posting a philosophical question here. Is every single notched point pentagonal? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm trying to imagine. It depends on how you count the sides. Yeah. It's polyhedral. Yeah, every notched point is polyhedral, but I don't know about pentagonal. Blades and points, or Sal says, Alan, we always eat breakfast, just not at breakfast. Yeah, I never eat breakfast at breakfast. Yeah. Never. No, not anymore. I mean, let's see. Not until I settled into marriage with children did I actually formally make meals or sit down to eat meals in a proper way. And my ex-wife, she didn't do any cooking except when we had special occasions. And she knew how to cook. She just didn't do it every day as an everyday thing. So I would do the everyday thing, but I didn't do it formally like breakfast, lunch, and dinner until I had a wife and kids. And then it got to the point where I got tired of cleaning so many pans, so everything just went into the oven. And then I got tired of cleaning all the dishes and the silverware, so everything became finger food. And then I got tired of washing the glasses that people would drink out of, because my sons especially had a bad habit. They would drink out of a cup and they'd leave it, and then they would get another cup from the cabinet and drink out of that and then leave it, whether it was fully finished or not, because they would say, Dad, I can't remember if that's my cup or not, and I don't want to drink from another person's cup because it's gross. Yeah. Okay. So I just started buying plastic and paper cups. So it got to the point where everyone was just eating off the oven pan with their fingers and drinking out of paper cups. Why did I tell you that? I don't know, but it kind of is a fond memory in a way. Uh, because I remember everybody gathered around, instead of sitting at a table eating, we would just gather around the oven pan, and just eating out of the oven pan. I don't know why I think that's cool. Let's see, blades and point. Al says, Sal. I read that one already. Mike says, Sal, I have your points set up to do an unboxing video. I just haven't had time to make it. Yeah, I know the feeling. Except I never had time for nothing because I can't judge how long stuff takes. What did I miss? Let me see. I'm way behind on the chat. Yeah, I'm way behind on the chat. Let's see. Yeah, I'm way behind on the chat. Okay, I'm back to the breakfast. I teeth napped a gammon steak earlier. What's a gammon steak? Mike Mason, you, Mr. Patrick, with a purple plate and hides. Okay. I think I remember what I was talking about. Sal says, can I get a shirt that says crappy napper? Yeah. We'll write that down. Requests. Well, taking requests. Crappy napper. Yep. And snappy napper. We can do that too. Let's see. Brennan says, it's the larger of the pentagonal forms. It's been a while since I asked him, Patrick, maybe a year. Oh, okay, I see. Mike says, Don, but his name's Gary. I remember that now. Gary, if you're asking about my channel, yes, I do. Alan says, yeah, Sal, I'm often sleeping in the morning during breakfast time. Face snapped around 4 p.m. AFC says, does this smell bad to you? I don't even know what that's pertaining to. Brendan says, he saw a couple at the Indian Museum and I think it respawned his memory faculties. I don't know. Face napping some grilled ham and cheese, says Ralph. Mike says, I also have an unboxing video to do from John Tuttle. Yeah, let's see the unboxings. Alan, I can smell the bacon. Needs to go on Ralph's grilled cheese. Yeah. You guys are talking to each other while I get behind on the chat, aren't you? That's fine. But you're making me read all the stuff you're talking about behind my back. AFC says that might be the only product from the mountainsides of Peru that you can safely consume. Really? Talking about Flint or something from Peru? Mike says, I didn't notice you have ham on it, Ralph, but let's put bacon on it. Mac Bale says, late but present and accounted for. Yep. We still got more than 15 minutes left, so you've got a chance to recap everything. Just go back in the chat and look at all the interesting stuff that you can use in your $1 million napping business. Yeah. We're all 7-figure nappers here. Way to go, Mac. Yeah. He made it. Let's see. Yeah, talking about making sandwiches. Mike Mason says, yeah, I was impressed with the sale of the 3 blue points you made from the bifaces I sent. Couldn't believe it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. Sal says, crybaby sandwich for me. Who else has eaten crybaby sandwiches? Cahokia is a pentagonal? No, I don't know if that was a joke or what, but yeah, pentagonal is blade shape. Doesn't count notches, I believe. That is correct. You're not supposed to count the notches. Not supposed to. If you ask it, are you supposed to count the notches when determining the shape of a projectile? That's a dumb question. Kiowa says, ever had prosciutto? Isn't it with your dietary limit? Yeah, I can have it. It's like cured meat. Prosciutto wrapped pickle wedges. Yeah, I can have that. I have pickles sometimes. And prosciutto is something I can have. Yeah, it's just cured. I think it's pork in a special way. It's an Italian thing. Yeah. As if you didn't know. Brennan says, no Cahokia, 3-sided ballet triangle. Yeah. But asking if notches are included in determining point shape is a dumb question. Yeah. Someone found a dumb question. I know you were kidding with that first comment, so don't worry. I do understand humor sometimes. When the whole topic of dumb questions came up, I knew the first thing, that first comment was a joke. I know. Just so you know that I know. So now I know that you know that I know. Okay. There you go. Brennan says, a pentagonal is just a quadrant? I don't know. That I don't know. Okay, I'm so behind on the chat that I get lost every time I try to figure out who's been chatting behind my back here. Let's see. Brennan says, not sure what you mean, but by quadrant, does that apply? I don't know. Inflection says, ask for corn. Sorry. Every single notched point is pentagonal. A 5-sided polygon. If only one notch and you count the sides, you get 5. Yeah, a notch from the base. But if it's a curve and that doesn't come to a sharp point, you got to count the curve as only one side. So if it's a triangle, with a rounded curved notch in the bottom. That's only 4 sides. But if it's got like a point, then you can count the sides of the notch as individual sides, right? But how many Native American artifacts have an actual pointed notch? Not many. David Rushing says, if you can nap stone, you can make a cat head biscuits for breakfast. I don't know what that is. Cat head biscuits? Someone tell me what cat head biscuits are. Are they related to crumpets? Inflection, I believe it's fitting. I had to look it up. I see. Blade shape, not blade sides. Yeah. Ralph says, Fox Valley bifurcated points are a favorite of mine. Found some nice ones field walking. Yeah, well, that's what makes them your favorite. If you find some, it automatically becomes your favorite, right? Yes, yes. Brennan says, 5-sided blade shape guys get dang Overstreet. It's covered in the Overstreet. I got the Overstreet. We call it the Oracle for a reason. Are you guys trying to make me have a Patrick moment? Brennan, the answer to that is definitely. Ask for Corn says, it's when you cut a steak out of the final boss on Zelda. Okay, now I don't know where I'm at. When you cut a steak out of the final boss on Zelda, what does that even mean? So you explained something that I didn't understand before with another statement that I don't know what that means. Alan Cole said, Sal, send me a pic text. I'll put whatever you want on it. What's the channel name? Yeah. Announce your channel name so we can look up stuff that you're talking about. Man, I'm so far behind on the chat. I don't know if I'll be able to catch up in 10 minutes. Let's see. AFC says, I've had Overstreet Guide since 94. I got it. Still doesn't invalidate what I'm getting at. Yeah, Gannon. What is Gannon steak? Alan, I think it would be funny under Crappy Napper to put some broken points under it. Yeah, we need some illustrations to go along with the name. Gammon steak equals big bacon steak over here. Okay. Good to know. Brennan says, I think trying to validate or invalidate a point name or style with actual math is kind of, well, not valid. Sorry. Gary says, hey, Frodo, what part of the mountains are you from? He's from New York. I don't know what part of the mountains, though. Upstate New York. Southern Adirondacks, he says. Near Sacandaga. Is that how you pronounce it? Great Sacandaga Lake. Gary says, how far from Old Forge? 2 hours south. All right. Mike says, it wasn't dumb the first time it was asked. It was very serious. Talking about dumb questions. That dumb question was really serious the first time. Yeah. Let's see. I'm so far behind. These guys are talking to each other. AFC says, then we're talking about polygons, but not using the terminology that was taught in geometry. It's crazy town. Yeah, it's always crazy town here. Okay, get out the whiteboard. Somebody, yeah. Somebody needs to send me a little whiteboard. But no, I already got one. Don't worry. Let's see. Brennan says pentagonal in shape. Let's see. Mike says, I knew I shouldn't have ate them gummies. It might make some comments a little more interesting if you do eat the gummies and then try to comment. Except it messes with your spelling, so I have a hard time. Gary says, I'm by exit 49 on the. All right. Outcast says, cat head biscuits are just big homemade biscuits. Oh, man. I was hoping they were related to crumpets. Furlow Joe says, Gary, oh yes, got the VFW there and ask for Bill Davis. Go to the VFW and ask for Bill Davis. I'd be afraid to walk into my VFW and just ask for somebody. They'll probably look around and say, "Hey, what's this Fed doing here?" um, okay, still talking about quadrants and stuff. Let's see. Gary says we own a hunting camp together. Interesting. Gary says, "Where at?" Da, 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 da. Mike says, "I'm so lost." Yeah, I'm trying to piece together all this chat. I'm not having a very good success at doing it. The pentagonal shape is cool, tapered round point, but then the tip is squared off or resharpened to a triangle. Tapered round point. I guess it gets more pentagonal as you resharpen. Sal says, Mike T, they probably taste great, but you can't eat all of them. Mike Mason says, I knew Mike T was on at least his second bake. VFW. Yeah, I got it. I don't read some of these things properly sometimes. Jesse says, I hope a couple of those bids are legit. I don't recognize the name. Yeah, sometimes it's rare though, but sometimes the new guys end up not paying. But that's rare. Usually the new guys they email me all excited. I finally won one. I've just been watching. I saw something I liked and I finally won. Awesome. Most of the time that's what it ends up being. And they're legit, even if they've spent quite a bit. Even if they spent quite a bit, they often are legit. They can't eat just one, Sal. It's like potato chips. Yeah. Okay. Ross Wellman says he just tuned in. What did I miss? Man, you should Ross Wellman, you should bid in the auction because you're good at last minute stuff. Yeah. I'm kidding. All right. Don't bid last minute in the auction. I always try to discourage last minute bidding. But you can get in on a live stream at the last minute. I don't mind. You missed a lot though. Yeah. We got into a discussion about pentagonals. And yeah, if you missed it, everyone's going to know about pentagonals now, and you're not going to be anywhere near what we know. You'll be lost. Ask for Corn says, I just came here to play bingo and find Bill Davis, and I'm all out of bingo cards. Mike says, they work. I feel no arthritis or no pain from the 24 treated lumber splinters that are in my hands. What are you talking about? You have lumber splinters in your hands? Yikes. Yeah, Sal says yikes. Let's see. Gary says, Ross, you missed the door prize. Yep. Mm-hmm. Missed it. We had a good one this time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm caught up with the chat. Yeah. Can I take my nap now? No. I got to wait 7 minutes. And then I could take like a 30-minute nap before I had to get back to the auction. I'm going to declare the winners at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 Mountain, and 6 Pacific. That's when I announce the winners to the auction. It's not a live auction. I never get that question. Is it a live auction? I never get that question, but I think that I'm having to explain it every time. Ooh. This one is now, the bid is $70 for this now. Just thought I'd rub it in. Yeah. I've seen most of these guys before. I don't see, I saw maybe one new guy. Let's see. Dang, these bids are pretty good this week. Yep. Thanks for participating, guys. Although I know not everyone that is bidding in the auction is in the chat also. This is a good week. And I did it like last minute. It seems like whenever I plan on doing it, or I spread it out so I only do a few points a day instead of trying to do everything in the last couple of days, it doesn't work out as well. It seems that way. And I think the t-shirts, 2 of the t-shirts have been sold. Yeah. Okay. Where did I miss? I'm going to say goodbye in about 5 minutes. So get your questions in, but not if they're dumb. All right? Let's see. Mike Mason says, Mike Tufts, can I ask you to be a guinea pig for a traditional native plant machine? Do you know what pokeberry is? Oh, not machine. Native plant medicine. Yeah, brave person to do that native plant medicine guinea pig stuff. Let's see. Sal says, Mike T will eat it. Yeah. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Henry Torres, my money is good. You want the piece? Pay up. Yes, I know. Thanks for being part of the chat, too. That's cool. Gary says, somebody ask a dumb question. I'm out of them for today. Just ask, can someone ask a dumb question, please? That would be a dumb question. Mike Tuff says, oh, yes, I know what pokeberry is. I've had pokeberry jelly. Interesting. I have not had pokeberry yet. And we got bunches. We got bunches here. I don't think I want to try it. Bushy says, $70 for a rock? No way. Oh, yes, way. Let's see. Okay, Jeff up north, I think you're saying goodbye. See you next time. Mike says, Patrick, say it. Mikey likes it. He'll try anything. Yeah, I think the commercial starts out with, hey, let's get Mikey. He hates everything. But they push the bowl in front of him. And he's like, And all of a sudden, he's chomping on it. And they say, hey, Mikey, he likes it. They're surprised he likes it. I like that commercial. It was one of my favorite growing up. Yeah. The commercials had more of an effect on me than movies. Cartoons and commercials had more effect on me than movies when I was little. Yeah. Okay, where am I? Mike Mason says, they were damn good points this week. I love the sound of your fingers rubbing on them. Really? That makes a sound? Let's see. Brendan says, thank you, Patrick, and you deserve a good week, sir. You gave us a great week of vids. Well, I'm glad you think so. Thank you very much. Yep. Thank you very much. I'm glad you liked the videos this week. H Money laying down the hammer. Yes. Brendan says, really turned on the afterburners after your Wednesday pep talk when we told you we were missing your vids. Yeah, but I split one of the vids into many parts. I was going to. I'm trying to get back into the habit of splitting them up. Bushy says, Gary, I read once near you on the road cut with Onondaga Church. You know where it is. Do you know where it is? Okay, now we're talking about locations for Onondaga Church. Let's see. Hold on. Can you hear the bells? Probably not. It's almost 8 o'clock. One more minute. Pokeberry and good stuff. It's good stuff, but it will kill you if you ain't in the know. Yes, I'm not in the know, so I'm not going to try it. AFC, I got so sick. Be careful preparing pokeweed. Yeah. Let's see. Alan Cole says, great variety in the auction. Thanks. Let's see here. What is this? Mike Mason says, I just asked someone to be a guinea pig, so doing my part on the dumb question, now I feel like the government. Mike, who wants to pay me taxes? Yeah, very dumb. Scott Lauer says, Mike, I have a flint and steel shrapnel from Knapping for work. They look like they were shotgunned on an x-ray. I was young and careless when it all went in them. In my hands. That's not fun. Mike Mason says, yeah, I could hear the ring of the point as you handled some of them. I see. Yeah, Scott's hardcore, for sure. Let's see. I told my wife we're all bullshitting here. Really? We're not serious? Jesse says, great live today, Patrick. As always, really enjoyed it. All right, thanks. Yep, it was fun. Let's see. I'm not going to read comments about you guys talking about your wives. They're listening in the background. Wait, what? You guys are talking about me? The live stream went really fast. That is true. Scott Lauer says, I was often using a steel lump hammer and going fast. Some pieces are in real deep for years. Talking about doing knapping for a living, building masonry walls with Flint. That's what he's talking about. In case you didn't know. AFC says, I bet. I worked with a guy who got shrapnel when 2 sledgehammers hit. The EI called the police, convinced it was a gunshot wound that he was lying about. Alan Cole says, great group here. Much love, everyone. See you Wednesday. Thanks for all the content, Patrick. Oh, you're welcome. AFC, yep, got to know where the astringent is, but only one death was ever attributed to pokeberry and wasn't solidly confirmed. I see. So he won't die, he'll just get sick. Sal says, when I say I'm choking the chicken, no, I don't know. He means he's napping. Okay, but I don't like that code word for napping. Yeah. Let's see. Take care, everyone says. Thanks for the live stream, Patrick. Oh, you're welcome, Mike. Let's see. Where am I? I'm almost toward the end of the chat. When I finish the chat, I'll say goodbye. It's already 3 minutes past the hour. I got to be on time. Yeah. Everyone say good night. Everyone say good night. Yeah. Thank you for participating in the live stream. Yeah, these are fun. And we get to, once in a while, we get some good information. But you got to be here for the whole live stream because it pops up here and there at random. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. The next live stream is Wednesday. I will be napping. In case you're new and don't know, I will be napping on Wednesdays live streams. Okay? Hopefully I'll have different scenery. I'll be napping in a better area. Instead of in front of my front door in the kitchen, I'll be in this area back here. I'll clear it out especially for that. That way I can leave it set up. And maybe nap some obsidian in there because it won't go very far. Yeah. All right. We'll see everybody later. I got to look at the auction. I'm going to close it out at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then I probably won't do any napping videos between now and Friday, right? So they'll just be live streams. I have 3 live streams a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Different hours. I post the hours in the comments, in the description box. So yeah, I'll see everybody on the next live stream, probably, if I don't post a video. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.